Do you think that what goes on outside of school affects how a student works and behaves in class? How, and give examples.
I think it does. I think it very much does. Say a kid, I don't know, can't have play dates or can't go outside and just have to stay in. I feel like that will give them, so they won't really want to talk to classmates as much. And that really much affects their learning and stuff like that. Another example, a lot more extreme, is if a dog that they know, it doesn't have to be their dog, or a cat or whatever pet gets put down, that majorly affects it as well. Like, there are so many different situations. I couldn't name them all. I couldn't even name all types of them. But also it can affect them in a positive way, like they get a new pet or a new toy. They can be excited or happy. So next question.
What about you? What is happening in your life outside of school that affects you while in school?
Well, one of the first examples is if you don't have playdates or there's a limited number of friends, for me, it's not that I want to talk to less people, it's more that I want to talk to more people. And that's what I would say the answer is.
Now, most students are bothered by someone or something that goes on at school. What bothers you?
So something that bothers me is when other students who are like my friends or something, like don't talk to me, or they're like whispering to each other. That bothers me because I'm like, what's going on? Are they talking about me behind my back? And most of the time it's just sharing information and want to be quiet, but it really bothers me.
Have you recently been punished or reprimanded for something you did in school, and why?
Well, in school I've had a lot of social issues, and I haven't been able to have playdates because my mom thinks there's going to be social issues here and that she's going to be blamed for it, or it's going to upset me or something. So, yes.
So what about your social issues? Like what happened the last time or other times that you got into what would be like a situation? What happened just before it caused you to like react the way you did?
I think causing to react is losing reputation. Like if people are calling me mean, that really upsets me. And also if someone's not taking my information or not saying anything or not listening, I think that has caused a lot of these things.
So what usually happens right after you or another student behaves differently than you're expected to? What happens after you or another student behaves differently than how you're expected to behave? What usually happens?
Normally I get punished, or I have to talk to the teacher, or something along the lines of that.
And what do you think is expected of you?
I think it's expected to me to be okay and not overreact to things. And even if I'm not friends with a person, you can't hurt them or threaten them and things like that, or to listen.
And do you think that's fair enough?
I think it's fair enough, but also I feel like these things aren't as important as some other stuff that should be valued a lot more.
And how do you feel about phonics?
Oh, I personally really don't like phonics. I feel like they teach it in a way that just doesn't make it fun. I hate using the flashcards and the way they make the glue sounds and the mix sounds. It's just so boring, and I just never really see the point. I would rather learn how to spell words than learn the ing and all that jazz. Like, I would rather learn how to spell cat than learn about what C sound makes and how it can sound differently, instead of just learning the word cat. And that really that really just gets me upset. And so next question.
How do you think your classmates feel about you?
Right now, I think they feel kind of worried or indifferent about me. I feel like a lot of people see me as another classmate, and I feel like a lot of people see me as a friend, but also a lot of people see me as an enemy, or someone who doesn't like them.
What happens when you do exactly as you are expected to?
Normally you get rewarded or you just don't get in trouble. Personally, I like being rewarded because it gives me a point, but I think just not getting in trouble is good enough if you think about it.
What consequences have you got for like the behavior?
I already named one, not being able to have play dates.
What should the consequence be?
I think instead of having a consequence, it should be learning from my mistakes. So instead of as soon as you hear I threatened someone that I would hurt them, just jumping to conclusions and saying, "Oh, you did that. It's proven. So you're not gonna be able to have a play date." I think instead you should talk about your family and they should try to put in your shoes. I would say that.
Can you think of any times or situations in school that you would really avoid if you could? Like, what would you pick out of your day and not do?
Well, I get, like, really uncomfortable when something awkward. Like, earlier today, I said, "Hey," to a teacher. She was walking past, but she was looking at me, so I thought she was going to say something, and it was just really awkward. I wish I could avoid situations like that.
And how about on, like, a daily basis? Is there any, like, part of your day that you dislike?
I think taking out spelling would be better. So just straight after special, we could go to recess.